Well, there is one, but then they have surprised me as well this season. I already told you, so I don't really know who is going to take it. And sometimes when I see there and someone is on the wall, I'm still doubting. They have the freedom to do it. They practice a lot, and it's what they decide on the day is the best thing to do.
Would you ever consider getting rid of the hierarchy and making it a bit more unpredictable, not just for your players but for the opposition goalkeepers?
It's a very particular moment, and it's very related to game state and what you've been doing and how you feel emotionally and confidence wise. So I don't like to get too involved in there. There is some preparation, obviously, and there are certain players that if they are um, in contention to take that penalty, the practice has to be there. That's the only thing that I demand them to do, and after that is their decision.
Someone from the evening side.
Hi, Mikel. Just with Bukayo, with obviously the busy period coming out, particularly that festive period, how beneficial do you think it will be that he's had sort of 10 days where he's not been playing, given how much he plays?
Yeah, but he's been working so hard there to be fit for this game, and let's see where he is at today. So yeah, he had a couple of days off that he needed as well, but the rest, unfortunately, as well, is not being rest for him because he needed to do the treatment and train and get ready to be able against Chelsea.
You talk about young players and burnout, and do you sometimes, do you as a club or you as a person have to say to them, look, you need to stop playing for a bit because they want to play every week, and sometimes you need to control a player burning out?
Yeah, obviously it's our responsibility to monitor them, and but as well it's about relation to the days off that they get, and the way we train, and can we take certain parts of training out, because it's not only about the minutes when they are on the field, because sometimes we want to rest them there, but we ask them to be 3 hours on the field. We're not making them a big favor. So there is some balance there, but at the end, when you want to be a top player, you have to be able to play every 3 days and play 65 to 70 games. Is what it is.
I was going to say, you said that last season as well. Do you still feel that even with sort of Bukayo's struggles now that he needs to play sort of 65, 70 games, or has it changed the way you think you need to manage him?
No, I think we have to play when we see that he's in the right condition to play as well. Mentally, physically, and that he's performing. He needs to deserve to play, and that's another story. But so far, when he's played that amount of minutes a game, is because we believe that he was ready to cope with that.
Okay, last couple in the live section. James from The Athletic.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
Obviously, it's still early in the season, but Arsenal have been really defensively solid in the last few games, not giving up a lot in terms of chances. But maybe, if you're looking at the figures from last season, it seems like they've sacrificed a little bit in terms of what they're creating in open play. I just wondered, is that a deliberate shift of emphasis from you, and is that something you considered in the summer, trying to be more solid, more structured, and focus on the defensive side?
I want to concede nothing and and create a lot. So that is not planned for sure. Obviously, we know that foundations to win games, where it's coming from, and keeping the amount of clean sheets that we kept in the last 7 games. Obviously, that's very important to make the right step. But we want to attack better. But when you do the comparison of other teams that they created more, you can't just isolate through 90 minutes. It's game state. There are periods as well. The scoreline has a big say when those expected goals have shifted. And against who do you play against? That's another one, And in 8 games, the comparison is not easy to do. And as well, a lot of teams are defending with really low blocks. So open play is something, but set pieces are not something very different to a game. It's something that is connected. So it's as important to be able to do that, because against low block, we're going to generate again more free kicks, more corners than we did last year. So that's going to have an impact. So to attack well, you have to attack well in various areas, because that's the moment that the opponent can open up.
One factor that might help, I suppose, is we've barely seen Gabriel Jesus, Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli on the pitch together. How excited are you to get that trio back on the field, and do you think that could make a big difference?
Yeah, obviously we had injuries and we had the availability that we have, and we miss other players as well in midfield that are very, very important. But I'm sure we'll get them back, and it's about being able as well to win and continue to perform in the right way when those players are not there. And now we're going to have the opportunity to see it, and I'm sure.
James from ESPN.
During the international break, Jack Wilshere had an interview with Colorado Rapids over their head coach position. How concerned are you about losing him from the youth setup?
Well, first of all, I'm really happy that Jack is part of the setup. I think he's done really well. He's brought something that I think was very necessary in the academy and around the place. And these things are going to happen when people are doing well. He's going to get attraction, and then it will come down to him to make what he believes is the best decision for his career.
He's obviously got ambitions to be a manager one day. Do you think way down the line he could be sitting in your seat?
Yeah, way along the line, you don't know when that is. It can be very soon. You know, it's he's got the potential to do it. I think now he's clear in his mind why he wants to do it and the reasons why he wants to do it. And I think it's a big asset for the club to have him here.
And just on Maurizio, you mentioned his influence on you. You said you spoke to him when you finished playing. I just wondered what his advice to you was.
Don't go into coaching. It's too hard. That's the first thing. Is it clear? Yes. Okay. Now, what are the options are? Yeah, I could tell, but I knew he was going to be a coach, and I follow him very closely, obviously, because as a player, he was already a leader. The way he understood the game, he was phenomenal, and I used to have him in my back, and he was constantly coaching me. And yeah, very proud of what he's done and the way, especially the way he's done it through his coaching career.
Do you think as a result there are similarities with the way you set up your teams because you're so close together?
No, I think in a lot of sense we are different. He had some big influence in his career with some coaches, especially one that he had that marked his career a lot. But in general, I think we have a lot of values that are very similar.
Kevin from China TV.
Hi.
Kevin from IG Sport Channel. So, in the last few seasons, I think we spoke quite a lot about Arsenal team lacking a bit of maturity. But this season, I think we've seen a change. Are you confident now that you have a grown-up and mentally mature team at your hand?
Yeah, but that maturity is linked to what? You know, to our results. So if that day you play in a really mature way but you don't win, then we will say that it's not too mature. So I don't pay too much attention of that. Is the way we compete, the way we behave, and the mentality that we have to show regardless on that. And yes, I see an evolution not only this season but the season before as well. I saw a big shift on that, and certainly we can still improve.
In the big game on Saturday, is it more important for the players to keep their heads?
Sorry?
In a game against Chelsea away, is it more important for the players to keep their heads?
Keep their heads.
Yeah.
So to be focused, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Focus and to
Yeah, and to be better than them as well. Both.